Peace and love, peace and love. I think we are live. Whoops, now on YouTube and Facebook. So welcome to the Tanya 23 experience. Tonight we have a great topic lined up, and we're going to talk about unity. How can we actually practice it more? You know, and that's going to be our topic. But right now, and moving forward, I'm always going to start the show by reading a random spirit led um, prayer, I guess you can call it, or meditation. But at the beginning of every show, to be led by the spirit, you have to give it a chance. So I just took the book and opened it up, and it landed on a prayer, a mother's prayer. So I know out there there's mothers. So if you actually meditate on that word alone, just a mother's prayer, and then you think about all the mothers out there and the different things that the mothers are going through, both positive and negative, and then it's multiplied. And so our hearts go out to all the mothers out there. And so I'm going to dedicate this prayer to all the mothers. Sacred Spirit who comes as all things to all things, I align my heart and my mind to you. I stand or sit in stillness as I call down your divine power and send it forth to myself, my descendants, and my family, and to all mothers. I issue forth a prayer for protection to each of them. Surround them with light and love. I issue a prayer. Don't know I'm live. Excuse me. I issue a prayer of prosperity and abundance to them. May they use it wisely and be blessed. I issue forth my hand to send healing energy to them, to all mothers. Fill them with wisdom and knowledge and sacred spirit. On this day, I give thanks as I send my ashe. And once you send your ashe, you say, let it be done. So we say together in unity, let it be done. That all mothers will be surrounded with light and love and wisdom and use it wisely and be blessed on this day and on this day forward. Let it be done, Ashe. So I sincerely hope that mothers will hear this prayer and share it with others. So as we move into our topic of unity, that's a level of unity, just mothers. If you are a mother in any way, that is a group that can come together. So tonight I have my partner. I call her my partner. She's my very special guest, and her name is Yvette Mama Earth. And so you've seen her on Melanin Dialogue before. And so tonight we are going to have a spirit-led dialogue on unity. And we are women, so we could start by let's just check the temperature between women, men, families, and then we have our groups, you know, that we are a part of. And so in doing work, we also begin to build relationships. Hold on, let's see, that's Brother Raheem. Let's add him to the stage. He's on mute. Peace, you got your mic on mute.
Black Power, salute. How y'all doing?
All right, salute. Can you bring the camera down a little bit?
My bad.
And no, that's fine. We can see ya. Peace, brother Raheem. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Peace.
We
Peace,
were
Thanks
Brother
for having me.
Raheem.
just about to get into the topic. How's everything? You good?
Good. It was
That's
family
great.
day. We just went to took the kids to the movies.
Oh,
And,
awesome. What did y'all see?
well, they went to go see Godzilla and King Kong and all that. They still at
Mm.
the movies. We back here at the
Oh,
house.
wow. Is the new one or is the old one still playing?
The new one, the same one
Oh,
that's been playing. Ain't nothing new.
wow. Okay, I didn't know they had a new one out. That's
Yeah,
cool. So they probably enjoyed that.
yeah,
Did you go?
great. Nah, I ain't want to sit in the movie. I ate
You
the
didn't want to
popcorn.
see it?
Nah, hey, but listen, I got my 3D on glasses though.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was a 3D one. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, no, I would have went to see it. I would have been right there with them.
Nah, I ain't into a Godzilla. If I want to see Godzilla and King Kong, all we gotta do is just go outside. They right
So
outside.
in a certain neighborhood is right there, right?
Exactly. You turn on the
Mhm.
TV. You turn on the TV. They outside. They out there.
As we
Chilling.
speak, yep, we're talking about unity right now. So
Yeah, definitely.
yes,
Unity,
Mama
peace,
Earth
love,
was just
harmony.
about to say her piece, and then we'll roll it back to you.
All right.
All right.
Oh, you said say my piece. I was like, what was I
I
saying?
mean, not your piece, but say your
Oh,
wisdom. Share your wisdom.
as far as bringing unity in the community,
Mm.
the only way that we can unify it is once we are uh, uh, doing some inner work, some healing work. You, you can't effectively put a community together with a whole bunch of people that's hurting. It's not going to be productive. So we have to do the healing work with each other, and being patient with one another. Sometimes we lose patience with one another. I'm one. I mean, I'll go to bat with you. I mean, I'll go to war with you until I realize, that's it. But we gotta be patient with one another. It's growing though. I see it growing in the community. And, as I get around, you start seeing different organizations coming together, and it's like a big family with them, and their love becomes contagious. And other
Mm.
organizations has came about for they see that these organizations are coming together, black families coming together. They get married or dating. They're putting together good matches, and they're building. So I see it happening, but it's in the progress. I say
Yes,
it's getting there.
progress. So the biggest thing on that is being patient and
Mhm.
persistent. Not giving up and keep on trying. And you know, everybody is not for everybody, but we should all be able to be at a certain level of understanding. You know,
And
because
and then when you find being at war with one another, I'm not at war, but if you have some type of discrepancy, don't be afraid to iron it out or smooth it out by just talking to one another. If I
right,
if I feel like a sister got something, or I feel like something is going on, just approach it, because that's the only way to approach
yeah,
it and be transparent about how that person is making you feel, so that
hmm,
they can either validify whether they do feel that way actually, or you got it all wrong, and
right,
we need to clear up some misconception. That's how you work things out, instead of not saying something to someone and then you don't see them, or you see them and you don't greet them, they don't greet you. How awkward is that? That to me is destruction to the community.
yeah,
Communication, yeah, communication is the greatest key to let people know. what is going on inside of your mind, because we're not mind readers. So what we have to do is have that type of relationship. If I got something, I feel some type of way about you, I should be able to come and tell you how I feel about you, rather than you surmise and then you feel awkward when you're around me. We're not supposed to bring about that type of energy with one another. We're supposed to be bringing that type of energy where we're coming together, not pulling apart.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes. Brother Raheem?
I mean, me personally, like before I even close my eyes, I pray for unity. Cause without unity, we doomed. Our future generation is doomed. Our presence is doomed. And so, and I see that within the community that black people are definitely uniting. We're fighting through the barriers that's in front of us. And black black on black crime and black on black hate. You know how they say in the hood, like we say it real quick, clearly, yo, that hating ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like we people black, we say that. You know what I mean? We can't sit back and say that people don't say that. That's what they say, and
Do you
that's the
see it?
problem. I don't say it. I can't sit
Mm-hmm.
back and say not once upon a time I didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
can't. It's 2024. I can sit back and say I probably said it once or twice this year. You know what I mean? And I'll be straight up with you. And there are the way I look at them are those who was on the plantation field. Me, I could see myself if I was on the plantation field. I want freedom. I'll be telling both of y'all and anybody who's with me, freedom. We're gonna get it by any means. But there's always gonna
Mm-hmm.
be one person who's gonna run back to Massa. Hey, Massa, that man right there, he want freedom. Me, Massa, I want to work on the field and do what you want me to do. That's a hating ass nigga. That's an overseer. That's somebody who's gonna sell you up the road. And so there are several men and women who has that mind state to this day, to this hour, to this second. And it is what it is. We gotta continue to fight through that. You know what I mean? If they don't wanna be unified, really, like really unified. You know what I'm saying? Not somebody who want the attention or the acknowledgement or it's all about me. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
unifying the children, unifying everybody
Mm-hmm.
within our community who want to be righteous. Like that's the only way we're gonna win this is if we are unified. So it's mandatory in my eyes. And those who not with it, we just let them go. Especially if they speaking against the organizations that's trying to unify, or they speaking about brothers and sisters that's trying to unify. I consider them hating,
Mhm.
and I tell them straight up. And they get mad at me. They can say whatever. As long as they don't come to my face with it, it is what it is. And that's how I look at it. And so I just keep it moving. Especially if it's on Facebook or Instagram, I block it. I got no time for it. It's destruction to my energy. And I would tell anybody
Definitely.
that's around me, block it. Stay away from it. Because you don't
Yeah.
want to deal with it. And if they come in your face, handle your business. Lay your law.
Mm.
And that's just what it is. Harriet Tubman said she tried to save millions. She could have saved millions if they would have listened. You know how many people hated on her? Imagine how many people told on her.
Mm.
Imagine that.
Sure.
Nat Turner, he was told on. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what happens. So we definitely got to be aware of those who are hating. Just and we're not multi-millionaires. We want unity in the community. You know what I'm saying? We're
We're
not
not
multi.
celebrities or anything. So, so like none of us are actually. We're just trying to be like-minded. So, but the thing is, now we need super amounts of healing within the community. So that's where we got to start with each other. And it starts by actually meeting up and talking about whatever is the problem. We should at least be able to speak about it. Say somebody has a problem with the organization or whatever, that we should have a means of, you know, the person expressing it, kind of like a company has human resources, you feel like the company's doing something, you go down there. I mean, meanwhile, they are working for the company, but you do have rights as an employee, and they do have to go by the rights. So I feel like if we're having an organization, we should have a modality, a day out the week or a department, so to speak, where people can give their gripes to and see what we can do about it. But let's not just, you know, talk about one another and this one, that one, and
Right.
you know,
And no
evaluating
black
type of thing.
organization,
Which
no
I
black,
actually have not, I have not done it to my knowledge.
right.
You
And I
know,
don't do that either. I don't got the time, especially on the phone. I don't. But no black organization, no black power organization is perfect. But one thing I don't tolerate perverts, I don't tolerate agents, I don't tolerate rapists, I don't tolerate snitches or rats and abusers to black women or children. So things I stand on, I don't make a lot of friends. You know what I'm saying? And
hmm
I'm not here on this earth to be friends with a whole lot of people. I'm here to be vanguard and serve our community. We are servants for our community. We come to the revolutionary movement. And that's what I'm involved in, me personally. You know what I'm saying? Understand
I
that
get it.
that might not be the lane for everybody. Everybody got their own lane.
Right.
So you follow your lane that the guy above got set for you. But when it
It
comes to the black
also
power
sounds
movement,
like, a lane that we would expect our men to carry. You know what I'm saying? So that could be honorable, that
well, you got some
other
men who are
people can
finding
learn, the younger guys can learn how to be a part of a group. You got to be able to be a part of a team and know how to work with one another.
right,
And
Sometimes people have
you,
to be literally taught that in a uniform way. People go to school to learn how to get along with one
well,
another.
the military is what taught me how to get along with people. Honestly,
That too.
prior to the military, I was not a get along type of guy, but you learn how to deal with different races, you know how to deal with different personalities, and that teaches you leadership skills as well. You'll be
hmm
able to have a conversation with somebody who's from Panama or a conversation with somebody who's from the Philippines who speak no English but knows how to
Just
do their
basic.
job in the Navy,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or the Army. You might be overseas with somebody who's holding the M16 who nationality is definitely not yours. They ain't come from the projects or the hood or suburbs or anywhere. They nowhere from America, but they got their lives on the line with you. So that's the whole difference where you learn how to deal with people. So there's people who never been outside their city limits. They don't know.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? There's people who never been overseas. So they wouldn't know how to deal with people who's from Ghana or Gabon or Angola. They wouldn't even know how to say Bolo to them. They'll look at them like, who are you? They'll look at them despicably. And they'll be like, those are brothers and sisters over there.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's haters over there too. There's haters everywhere on this earth.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. There's
It's a
Chinese haters.
thing.
Every race has haters. That's just what it is. That's the devil is real. That's how I look at it. Shaitan is real, and he's the biggest hater. So if he can infiltrate anybody, that's what he does. I try to stay away from that. Bottom line, I don't serve the devil. I don't serve nothing that he has got going on.
So
You know?
what we would have as like a number one rule of any group that we're a part of would be no, gossiping, like no backbiting. If you have a problem with a person, we shouldn't be looking at each other as monsters or in fear of one another. We should be able to say, something that you did, it made me feel whatever kind of way. And, I'm letting you know because, I have real love for you and I would like to be treated that way.
Yeah.
Or,
When it comes to the
even if you
movement,
gotta think or practice what you gotta say to get
facts.
it right is worth it. Mama Earth, you want to say something?
70%, I would say, and this is just a guesstimation, really, but I would believe like 70% of the male homes in this entire country, homes that was without a male to properly guide their sons how to be fathers or how to be men. That starts there. And I always use this as a subject matter. If the head is sick, the body's sick. In the Bible, the head of the house is the man. So if that man is not even present, what body can function without a head?
None.
So you got a lot of headless bodies raising these babies, and these babies have no idea because this headless body don't have any direction itself, or became a parent before it became an adult. So you have a lot of households that has so many variables of why it's in the condition that it is in. So it takes the ones, and I said that's why I called this meeting leadership accountability roundtable, because we're coming together to be accountable of what we do and what we haven't. So, and now when we have not done, we need to get out there and start doing, because these young men are now going so many directions. Our young men had no leadership in their home. And can you even imagine how many homes was affected by COVID and young men could not escape their abuse? They had to stay in there with their abuser. So can you imagine the mental state the black community is in now, just based on that? So that gives you another perspective on and understanding really on
Yeah.
why households are in the conditions that they're in. It gives you a clearer understanding when you go into the body of that person and just imagine I'm locked in with this person keep abusing me. I can't go because the world is locked down. I can't go nowhere.
Fact,
Mm-hmm.
fact.
Yeah.
Not
A
that
lot
just
happens
not
in
just
that
a
time.
child, not just a child, but that woman. That woman, she can't look left without getting slapped in the floor all those many months and months and months and months that the world was locked down. So those who have awakened, those who have reached the level of their higher selves, it's your responsibility, it's my responsibility, it's our responsibility to reach out there, and hopefully when we reach, someone will reach back. But just because someone don't reach back, that don't mean we stop reaching.
Right, right, right. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Um,
It's
with,
like
so,
casting a
mhm.
bait.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I don't know, I was thinking before about this, the foster parent situation. So you would reach out to who to try and work with a
For
foster kid? I think I would like to
if you
volunteer to
want,
work with
yeah,
them first before
if you're interested in working with foster care children, then you call the Department of Social Services
social
Foster
services.
Care Division, and then they
Hmm.
will guide you on what to do, or how to go through the channels of becoming a foster parent.
Yeah, I also want to see about volunteering or touring and just seeing, what the situation looks like and whatnot. I know they have temporary situations where you can do it, without locking yourself in for life and whatnot. But sometimes they
There,
have the temporary situations or where they're transitioning or something like that.
You'll be
there's
surprised
one called
how many
the
children are
Arrow.
in foster care. You'll be
I'm
surprised how
sorry.
many children in foster care,
Oh yeah,
especially
Mm.
yeah,
Baltimore, DC, Virginia. I know
yeah.
honestly, like, and we on
Mm,
live and everything, but I got a family member right around the corner from y'all, um,
mm.
going through a custody battle with the system, and
Wow.
it's completely her fault, and I love her. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt me because the person that she's with, the man that she's with, is an abuser, serious
Mm,
abuser, and his
mm.
life is this close to ending. But I can't do anything about it because he all in the court system, his name in the courts. She defending him like he's such a fucking hero, but he's abusing her child. You know what I'm saying? And they're both in denial about it, but the children already told the teachers, the aunts, us. They told everybody. So she doesn't want her daughters going to our family, so she let the system get them. So they were the family that we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I come to find out they got the same type of cases going on in Texas where they'll walk into your home and say that you're not fit to be a mother. They're taking children. And so the foster care is something that's rigged, but there are parents out there that has mental health. That's like I was talking about. Mental health has been exposed and it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh, it's
extremely real.
absolutely, it's absolutely real, and it has grown astronomical amount of people are being diagnosed with several mental disorders, and this post traumatic stress syndrome is one of them. A lot of our people have been so traumatized from the just the living out in the world is traumatizing. You turn on
Right,
the news, that's traumatizing. Then they
right.
got family members dying from COVID or dying from being shot in the street. That's traumatizing. So it's just a whole bunch of trauma out here. And then that's
One
why I was
after
saying
another, yeah.
that's why I was saying that those who have began their healing work and have because healing is not a one night fix. It don't happen overnight, but if the process gets started, you're getting from one part of your healing process to another just
Mm.
by getting it started some kind of a way. But once you start getting to those levels of being in your healing space and being able to deal with your inner self, then you reach back to someone else that's struggling with the same thing. It becomes contagion. A contagion. It becomes a virus from us getting whole, getting balance. Then I'm gonna reach back there because I see this brother suffering from the same situation that I was suffering from. I see this sister, she dealing with some situation because I'm looking at her lifestyle and I can tell she done been through some stuff. Sometimes we have to realize just because a person's action that is very hurtful, find out the reason why they acted that way in the first place, and I guarantee you it came from some type of trauma that they have never overcame.
Hmm.
Like they say, hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Got to be
I
willing
did
to
that the
talk
hard
to
way by
people.
somebody who hurt me. And
Hmm.
I said, yo, why she did that? Her sister said, hurt people. And I left it just like that. And I learned it. And I was like, yeah, because I was with her. And she told me how she was hurt. And she turned around and hurt me. And I caught myself like, yo, we can't continue the cycle, especially as I was getting older in my age. Like, I don't want to be in my 40s and 50s continuing that same cycle as a man. And especially when you have children, you don't want your children going through that cycle. So that cycle has to be
Exactly.
broken, especially amongst the black man and black woman and black men and hurting each other too, like the hating and the despising and the jealousy, the envying. That's hate within the black community. That's hurt within the black community because it turns into other things. And that's the destruction of the black civilization too. When black men can't unify because, oh, he's doing this or he's doing that. We got time for that shit. Like me personally, I don't care. As long as that person, me, when it comes to the revolutionary movement, who you pray to is your belief. But we put the revolution movement first. The people come first. Whether it's feeding the people or vanguarding the people, we doing community events. We doing book drives to raise money so we could buy more weapons if possible. Whatever we doing is for the movement. So at the end of the day, like, that's something that any black man or woman should be willing to be involved. It's not like we are raiding the national capital like them folks you seen in DC. It's not like we're the Nazis. That's a hate group. You know what I'm saying? We are fighting the oppressors that's really winning. Because we don't own Wall Street. We don't own the stock market 500. You know what I'm saying? We don't own America. We don't own the government. We don't even have our own naval fleet to fight any wars. So what the black man is going to hate on each other for? Because you got better Nikes? We don't even own Nikes. We don't own none of the Reeboks. We don't own none of those companies. These clothes that we wear, if it's not made by African American hands, it's not owned by us. The phones that we looking through right now, iPhone, Motorola, all them, we don't own none of that. So why the black man and black woman can't unify to own something?
That's true.
We did own cell phones. We did own the GPS system. All those were created by black people.
We created it. We did.
Yeah.
We created it.
And it was taken.
It was taken. Exactly.
It was taken.
It was taken. You right. You right. You right.
So
you know, that calls for unity too, because I know they knew they were coming, but you know, maybe our people was hating on them too. You'd be running from two different oppressors. Who knows?
I believe that our ancestors were whipped into submission. And if I'm whipped into submission, and yes, sir, boss, yes, sir, and my children see me doing that, then their children seeing them do that, then their children see them doing that.
And I definitely understand that. That's like when, like, my elders, they argue with me because they voted for Biden. And they think I'm a Trump supporter because I'm against Biden. I'm like, no, Joe Biden is obviously a pedophile. You turn on the TV, any video, he's sniffing girls' hair. It's not artificial intelligence. It's not edited. That's Joe Biden. It is what it is. And you turn on, you see Donald Trump. He's hitting up with sexual harassment on the girls. He has no respect for the women, period. So at the end of the day, that's their personalities. I don't support neither one of them. I don't want to vote for neither one of them. Why? Because our ancestors fought for our votes. My elders fought for our votes. They voted Democrat or Republican, and they didn't get us nowhere at all. So why would I continue to the tradition? Why would I tell my children when they hit 18, go vote for Mr. Whitey again? Why would I do that? That'll make me look foolish. Because at the end of the day, Trump ain't do shit for the black community. Bill Clinton ain't do shit for the black community. More niggas, excuse me, and I'm going to say it, more niggas and females, us blacks and Hispanics, got locked up under Bill Clinton. George Bush sent us to war. What we get out the war? Benefits. Obama, that's another story. I ain't even gonna get into it.
That's the thing. We really did get together in that situation and put him in this position. And, you know, we all got together and did that one. But there's a first time for everything.
I voted for Obama.
Then we did it again.
I fell for the big too. That's my first time.
It took us,
I put it on the line right now.
His way out the door.
That was my first time and last time voting.
He was Pizzagate.
Pizzagate.
He served 7 years plus.
Man, listen, he opened up the wrong doors.
He came in and gave all the rights.
Hanging out with Weinstein, hanging out with
every other group.
Him and Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton took over Haiti, was trafficking children under Obama's watch. You got Pizzagate right there in front of DC, And Obama ain't do nothing about it. He could have laid his law and really got his respect and honor. I understand he had young children and Michelle probably on his back, but he could have laid his law like, yo, I'm not having none of this shit on my watch. That's the only thing I'll give to Donald J. Trump when he said, I'm draining the swamp. He hit up Epstein. He hit up Weinstein. He had Hillary Clinton. He kept his foot on Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. I remember him debating them, saying, if I become president, Bill Clinton deserves to go to prison. And I knew when he said
that. They're doing so much too.
They coming at him.
Why they're doing
ain't
so
working.
much.
They taking his money.
Running,
his money, but he's still selected. No matter what nobody say, he's still selected. It was a game from the beginning. When they raided the Capitol, then they knew they was gonna get him back in the office because of his momentum. My thing was, why didn't a black man or a black woman out of the HBCU stand up and go run for the president? The only person that ran was Kanye West and Tim Scott and Cornel West.
When did Cornel West run?
Cornel West he's still trying to win. He's running independent.
Still trying to run. He
so
needs campaign money.
Those the only 3 black men that stood up. We need 3 times 100.
Yeah, there should be some other strong black men that's stepping up to the presidency.
Black men and women running for president, Congress, political positions.
A lot more.
We don't need to vote for none of them. They ain't doing nothing for our communities. Donald Trump ain't doing nothing. He got some shoes out. Talk about the black people gonna buy this. Are you serious?
Somebody needs to endorse.
I was at an elder house last night.
That's what it is.
I was at an elder house last night. And I was joking with her. I said, "What if I came in your house with these shoes?" She said, "I'll shoot you at the door." That was like Donald Trump does not care about the black community. Does the Trump Towers and has black directors on his staff? Hell no. Does Mar-a-Lago has black directors on his staff? Hell no. So that's how you know that white man who has a white business is not employing black employees. If he show love to black people.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Go ahead, keep talking. Like I'm gonna take this call real quick.
Shout out to Biggie. Rest in power, Biggie Smalls. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I don't agree with the politics that's going on right now. I call it politics. It's all a game.
Oh, that's all it is. But all it has, that one thing behind it, greed. They greedy. Mm-hmm. Greed. And then what greed do? Greed will get it, no by any means necessary, and so to speak. And when greed step in, these people are greedy, but they're greedy for the wrong things. They're greedy for material things that they just ain't going to matter no more.
Mm-hmm. We can't take nothing.
Yeah, they can't. You can't take nothing with you. You ain't coming here with nothing. You can't take anything with you. But they gotta have it. They got the I have to have it. And our people lost the connection with family. See, when I was growing up, it was family dinners, family cookouts, and during the wintertime, since you can't cook outside, you have family dinners at each other's houses. So now you would barely see any of your family members because they just pretty much gather around their immediate family. They don't reach out to those other family members. And those other family members become distant, and there you go, the family separating so easily. Our people have been infiltrated with that nonchalant way of having a family. Then now cell phones came in, and every time you turn around, people got their phone open, and instead of having a dialogue or a conversation, they're in their phones. So it's several things to try to keep us separate, to keep us separated, and to keep us from uniting. But we have to also be defiant to that system that tries to keep us separated. We have to build up a defiance and a determination that we all we got, we all we have. Let's go.
All right. All right.
That's
All
it.
right.
Yeah. We
That's
actually don't have time to let little small things separate us, and if we, and yeah, I think it's necessary that we do set, time aside for that, just to have that, space for people is good because you just, you never know what people are going through. And we should be able to feel comfortable talking to one another. And if it's personal stuff, keep it confidential. If that person wants you to say anything to anybody else, they will let you know. You know what I'm saying? And if they're coming to you for advice or whatever,
A lot of
the
times
very first thing of respect is to keep that person's business to yourself.
a lot of times we as sisters in the community, we might have like this sister that we really much converse with, and we share with each other what's going on with in our lives when we need to talk. It's the
Right.
brothers who suppresses their emotions because
That's
they don't want to
the
either fall under that stigma of being weak because they cry. They no longer have, I mean, they can't show their true emotions because they have to present themselves a certain way in the community. A lot of these brothers are hurting,
hmm
and they just not free to say so.
Right.
So the women, we pretty much sharing, yeah, girl, I went through so and so when I was 16 and blah 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 blah. But when the
hmm
men come together, it's like, that rah rah rah, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm strong, I'm a mighty man, I'm a king.
Alpha.
But yeah,
I mean,
inside,
truthfully though, there was a time frame where the black man was able to come home and bring his pain, not bringing upon his beating on his lady, but he bring his pain and his stress home, and his lady helps him with that pain. But nowadays, it's hard for the black man to confide in the black woman, and vice versa. It's hard for the black woman to confide in the black man because that trust. You know what I'm saying? That trust level is has been broken in so many different ways. And even when it comes to black men and confiding in each other, that brotherhood is strong. We're gonna get stronger. That's what I believe. But it has been broken. You know what I'm saying? You have seen brothers
mhm,
turn on each other. Oh, he's this, he does this, or he told me this, and then why is he telling you? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like that trust amongst brothers, we definitely got to make it stronger, day by
mhm,
day, hour by hour.
definitely,
You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
Yeah,
me,
all
definitely,
age groups
I
too.
want to be able to trust my brother with, hey, I'm about to we got to go to war. We got to throw in the black mask, black gloves, everything black. Leave our cell phones, everything. And we about to put our lives on the line. Can I trust you to hold it down if I got hit and you take care of my family and my kids and not push up on my old lady or my wife and try to do all that? And you take care of them until they good? Can I trust my brother to do that? And can sisters trust each other to do that? That's the type of mind state we got to have. That's
got
mandatory in the black community. That's the soldier mentality. Because if we don't have that, we're gonna lose. Because the momentum I see on TV is the Proud Boys is united. You see the white man and the white woman marching with each other, supporting Donald Trump. They got the black flags and the American flags on their trucks again, riding around the cities again. What they doing?
Make America great again.
They preparing for a war. Whether he win or he lose, they preparing for a war. But meanwhile, we turn on the phones, we go on the social media. Oh yeah, black man, black woman hating on each other every day. I don't even walk
That's
with.
all they show. It's very segregated social media because like when you go into sales and whatnot, that's like marketplace and whatnot. That's the only times you're seeing people of other nationalities and whatnot. Other than that, at the bottom when it says people you may know, it's all black people. It's all segregated. Like,
Nobody's gonna save us but us. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we gonna win is if the black man and the black woman and the black child is united.
and have our own
All of
things.
us as a
You
village.
have to unite on all levels,
Right.
families, then you got
Family,
communities,
family,
then you got these
communities. Right.
businesses, and we want to have businesses in our community.
We gotta have
Got
business
to be
so
able to come
we
together. That is
that's
it.
revenue.
Got to be able to be united, number one. Like,
Right.
so what would you say is the first step to moving towards this unity? You know, can we say that we're a consistent group that we're going to work? You know, I say that I have an opportunity because we're close to work with Mama Earth, and we're moving towards doing work together. And she has an itinerary already, and I'm trying to be part of it. So that's a movement. There's progress, and so I figure as we let the spirit do what it does, other women are going to come, you know, and I have to put myself in places where other women are, because usually you meet them through your workplace and stuff like that. I'm retired, so I do most of my stuff at home, and
Means you gotta
you
come
know,
outside.
well, yeah, that's gonna happen. Seasons change, and this is the time where everybody comes out. The events are going on and whatnot, so that's where I'm trying to put myself, out there to meet some of the women and try to get a little circle together where we can meet somewhere consistently.
Right. Right.
And that's how you get to do some healing work,
Right.
you know.
I can start
Mhm.
off meeting at Starbucks.
Yeah,
Or
they do have what is the perk of meeting there? Because their coffee is too expensive. We ain't buying nothing. Their coffee's like what, $15?
there's conscientious bookstores out there in Baltimore, DC, and
I
Maryland.
think libraries have meeting spaces. Mama
Yeah,
Earth, what do you think
libraries.
about that?
The library is good.
We could probably book these things at libraries.
Yep.
I don't know. I really would not be booking somewhere else. Probably still utilizing the St. Room at the um at the
Oh yeah,
thing.
that's right. We do have a space.
Yeah.
Just
And
need to
so,
probably get the schedule and see where we
yeah,
could
I'm
fit
on
something
that.
in.
There's a thing called "Don't bite off more than you can chew." So I have
Right.
to kind of like knock down the other things that's happening right now. You got these different festivals or different things are happening, and
That's right.
I'm on their committee. So I do once that part is available, then I'm gonna call you and let you know that we can
Right.
go ahead and start putting down a date. So right now I have one date with the leadership accountability roundtable is
You said in
in
May, right?
it's yeah May no April 21st.
Oh, it's in April.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me write that down. I thought it was May. So there's something on May 18th too, right?
May 18th. I will have to look on my schedule.
Leadership Festival is April 21st.
It's not a festival. It's actually just leadership in
A
the
meeting.
community coming together, one to be accountable of what they have or have not done in the community. And then we come together to collaborate some type of organizational plan on how we're going to help do some stuff in the community and prepare for what's coming in the
A
community.
schedule, yes, yes. We probably need to definitely connect with pantries or see how we
Well,
can
that that's
have
that
one.
that's that all those things will come into play as the meeting develops. So I don't believe in putting the cart before the horse. First,
Right.
I have to get people together and see what their ideas and their perspectives are in helping the
Hmm.
community. I don't mention anything purposeful because I could say we can do this, we can do this, and we can do
Yeah,
that.
you want
But no,
them
I
to come
want
up with.
what I want is I want each organization to own a project. Okay, we're gonna go and feed the homeless this day on the corner of such and such. And this organization, you're going to go and we're going to support you and we're going to feed the school. We're going to go out there by the school and start talking to the youth, and we're going to bring them some necessary supplies: hair combs, brush, toothpaste, toothbrushes, socks. And just hand it to those. And as the children coming out of school and letting them know, just going out in the community, what are
Mhm.
their suggestions at this meeting. So I'm not suggesting anything. I want the room to come to an agreement and the room make the suggestions. So I'm letting this whole entire leadership meeting be spirit guide. If spirit gave me that sitting in my car to bring the leaders together, then spirit gonna operate it completely. I don't want no humans inspiring none of this. I want it to be all led by spirit. Period.
Right,
Mhm.
right. It's,
I
it's a,
definitely would like to attend that. It's going to be in Baltimore.
Yeah, the Harlem Theater.
Oh, okay. All right, we locking that in.
you can send it
Yeah,
to me April 21st, the Rolling
Yeah,
Theater.
yeah.
yeah, in
April
Baltimore.
the April the 21st at the Harlem Theater. We'll be having that meeting. It's going to be a meeting, and I want people to. I mean, whatever the suggestions are, stand by it. Don't make suggestions about what we're going to do or what we need to do. Be prepared to initiate it.
Everybody hold each other accountable. Leadership accountability. I got you.
Ashe.
I
That's
say
the whole point. The whole point.
Yes, that is the point for sure.
So I know
Right.
that this was inspired by that God source because I was sitting in the car. I was about to get out the car and I just went to go reach to get out the car and just turned around and bam. I'm being fed this, and I'm being told it's time for the leaderships to get together because it's times coming that the leader is going to have to go to their organization saying, "Listen, we got to meet up with so and so because we got to start doing so and so and so and so." So we got to come together in some type of unity to be able to come together on some ideas on how to protect, love, feed, whatever resources one another may need.
hey, I spread the word. I tell my leader in the new Black Panther Party movement, brother G out here in Norfolk, Virginia. And at the same time, if he can't make it, I'll try to make it. If not, I'll make sure somebody in DC or Baltimore area make it. Because that's
Okay.
mandatory. All leaders in all organizations that's standing up should have a
Yeah.
round table discussion. Because I understand there's beefs, there's discrepancies. Or I ain't dealing with this organization. I ain't dealing with this organization. Things I stand for,
You
if the
got it.
organization I'm with, if the things I stand for, if the organization I'm with was about that, if they was like pervs, rapists, agents, I wouldn't even walk with them. From the elders to the soldiers, I wouldn't even walk with them. So I'm very cautious who I work with. But when it comes to our community, we gotta have the leadership locked in. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
that's the only thing I won't work with at all. I won't work with those type of people. You know what I mean? Them snitches, them agents, them rapists, them purrs. I won't. I can't. But anybody else, let's get it. I mean, we had a roundtable discussion, and I'm with it because leadership in our community is mandatory. And organizations got to unite.
Yes.
The Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, they became.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
we got
Absolutely.
we got
Absolutely.
we got Black Power movements that need to become like this, and they are. We got the UP
Exactly.
New Gun Club, we got the UP New Gun Club, and the New Black Panther Party Gun Club. They're like this now. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
other organizations,
It gotta be some type of unification so
right?
that ain't no need of saying I'm here for my people and then and soon there's something that's kicked off, you going about your business. No, that ain't happening. What
Especially, especially if they
what
speaking on other if you hear other people speaking on Black Power organizations that's out there trying to do right for the community, that's another hater. You know what I'm saying? That's not a leader. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
somebody who's been hating probably their whole life and don't even realize. We don't want to deal with those because they're gonna be hating right there at the table. Why don't we do it like this? Don't we do it like that? How about we do it together? You know what I mean? Everybody in different
That's
cities.
the mentality that I want to have throughout this meeting. The beefing ain't solved nothing, but you know have the streets vulnerable. We can't control all violence on the streets, but we damn sure can try to limit
Try to
how young people killing each other
right,
over you know very very crazy things. Pair of tennis shoes, really?
right, right, right,
Pair of
right,
tennis shoes, a jacket.
right. Little,
You
little,
say that something's going on where I think I saw two different instances where it was 5 or 6 guns, just like in the hood, like in a spot where somebody could just get them or whatever. So they have been implanting guns in our neighborhoods for the longest time. Like that happens randomly. Guns just
right
pop
off
up
the
in certain
trains.
areas. It's
What do you think
crazy.
those containers that was on the U.S. well not the USS, the Dolly, the Merchant Marine ship Dolly. Those containers drop off weapons. They drop off people. They drop off all types of equipment and materials that get sold through the black market, and it has no type of inspection. Right there, the Baltimore Harbor,
Yeah,
Philadelphia Harbor, Norfolk Harbor.
Dolly was the one that knocked the bridge down.
Correct, correct.
Wow.
And the captain of that vessel was from Ukraine, and Ukraine is the largest sex trafficking country in the world. So
I thought they was from I thought it said the Philippines or something like that, but I
the
know the
ship,
captain wasn't
ship
a
was
Filipino.
the ship was docked in Sierra Leone, but the captain of that ship was Ukrainian. Like a merchant marine vessel could have different nationalities working all as one on that vessel, and they can all speak different languages. But all they know is clock in, clock out, do your job. But the captain of that ship, he was 100% Ukrainian, and he
Wow.
might not even been Ukrainian. He could have been straight up 100% Russian, and they switched up his passport, and that could have been a not a terrorist attack, but a crime of war, an act of war. Because a week ago, the mall in Russia was bombed, and now the Russian and then President Vladimir Putin was saying the CIA and ISIS did that. So then a week later, Dolly runs into the Baltimore Bridge. Excuse me, the Francis Key Bridge, which I traveled on
You
thousands of.
know, right off the bat, something's up.
Huh?
I said you could
What's
tell
going
right off the
on?
bat something was up with that.
It's a war going on between Russia and America. We can't turn our eyes from it. Me, I'm a former veteran. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit back and be like country
The silent war, right?
and all that. But there's definitely a war going on. Please don't ever underestimate that. The war in Ukraine was orchestrated by the CIA and the government. And they really was trying to make Ukraine part of NATO. And Russia is like, no, we don't want Ukraine part of NATO, because then that's going to basically make them have more power, and they're right there next to our country. That's like you in Baltimore, I'm in Philadelphia, and you got Baltimore, you got DC, you got all the southeast states with you, and I just got Jersey with me. You got the whole NATO with you, and I just got one state with me. That means you're outnumbering me. So that's what Russia is doing. They're trying to eliminate that. That's like the Cuban Missile Crisis. When they put missiles and nuclear weapons in Cuba. Did America want that? Hell no. Why would we want that? That's the same way Russia looking at it. Why would they want nuclear weapons next to them? That's war. So they're trying to stop that.
Then you have China that's doing their thing too.
They're gonna take over Taiwan, and that's
all of that affects our unity in a way of, sanity and thinking about all of that crap. And then you have the earth that is doing her thing, and all these natural disasters. They've got water in the deserts, and vice versa. It's a lot going on everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So many different things. They spraying the sky with all this chemtrails. People are trying to stay healthy.
Yep.
There's something out there that'll knock you down for a couple days.
Bill Gates buying all the agriculture land in the Midwest. Then he's creating his own products, his own food, and you won't even be able to recognize it in the food stores. Like he got different.
I think Walmart is working with him. I don't know about some of the small stores or whatever, but Walmart's definitely working with that program.
He's no good. He's no good. That's the only thing I'll say about Donald Trump. When he said he was trying to drain the swamp, he tried it. He tried to drain the swamp. They flipped the script on him. So hopefully he drains the swamp, but he's going to bring some more.
They don't want him to get in there either because of the swamp thing.
And he's going to bring.
He got a lot working against him.
He's going to bring the racists and the supremacist swamp creatures with him, even though he's from New York. New York is one of the most racist states in America. They just Democrat, and they blend in. They hide their racism. We used to be the stock in New York. We was the slaves. We was the stock of Wall Street. So at the end of the day, like, New York is racist. You go to New York, you see them white folks don't like us. Them police beat us down. They still call NYPD, New York pricks and D. Because they the racist. Giuliani was racist.
Oh yeah.
And who was Trump's lawyer? Giuliani.
Yeah. He got to pay a lot of stuff too. They're trying to break him too.
Yeah, because those bogus cases they got on him is bogus. I'm not going to lie. The only thing I hold against Donald Trump was those leaked documents from Mar-a-Lago, his hotel resort. When you leave any administrative office, when you do a chain of command transfer, whether you're in the army, military, no matter what, from admiral to general to colonel, you're doing a transfer of duties. So the paperwork and the documentations, yes, they come with you. But you don't take them to Mar-a-Lago to your hotel resort where people could book rooms and stay at. That's supposed to be in top classified security warehouse. That's why I looked at Donald Trump as somebody who would sell out America, because the people that he went against got him out the office. So he looking at like, yo, I'm not going to defend America no more. I have this gripe against the government. So he's selling secrets. And they caught him on tape. He's talking with the Australian president. I'm not supposed to be showing you this. I could get in a lot of trouble. So I looked at Donald Trump ever since then as a traitor to America, to his office, the White House. So why would I vote for somebody who can sit back and tell people who look like me, go overseas and fight for your country? Meanwhile, I'm gonna sell the documents and tell the people overseas who y'all fighting for the country and y'all locations and everything for $200 million. Cause that's what he's about. He's about the dollar.
Yeah. Everybody needs to be their own leader. That is a good comment. Be your own leaders, each one of you. Make your stand and welcome the groups to support your cause or do security for you. You could come together to form coalitions, then you could be supportive of the programs. Thank you for your comment. Um, I partially agree with most of it that people do need to be their own, their own leader.
That's true.
And when you are a part of the group, just play the part, you know, the best you can, you know, and just be fair. Know that we'll all shine, and
To be a
even with
leader,
leaders,
you have to be a
you got to
follower.
learn how to be in the background a little
You
bit.
got to be a follower first. You got to be a soldier first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at myself like I could say I'm a leader for my family. I'm a leader of my community, but I'm not necessarily a leader of human beings. I can't sit back and tell people, "Go, you do this and you do that," even though I can. But I'm a student first. I'm a person who like to learn first. So at the end of the day, leadership is granted by the spiritual realm. There's a lot of leaders who's in the position to be leaders. They got no business being in leadership position. That's like the kings and the queens of the ancient times. Some was anointed, some wasn't. And it is what it is. You had bad leaders and you had good leaders. So we can just try to decipher through them.
That is true. Mama Earth, how you feel about that?
Um, I'm listening, and then I don't know what's going on. At first, I thought they were banging on my door because
Oh,
I don't know if you could hear it. It's actually making my living room shake. That's how hard
wow.
they're hitting the door. So forgive me
Next
for
door.
what I missed that. What was the question? What was the discussion? Because I'm trying to make sure it's not my door.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely make sure.
No, they're knocking on the door next door because now they answered. I think they're arguing. Okay, as long as they're not knocking on my door.
Fact.
Wow. I know. It's the only thing about living in the apartments is like, what's going on next door? Same with my situation. Partner, neighbors everywhere, all around. We were talking about leadership and how everybody needs to be their own leader, and we were just talking about Brother Raheem was talking about the
Not
politics.
every leader knows how to lead because they never
Yeah,
was led,
right.
and they were never led by different ways. Ego, okay? Because some
Hmm.
people, their ego is so huge they can't be told anything. That's why I tell people I remain quiet. I get quiet unless somebody asks me something. If you ask me something, I'll give you an answer, then I'm quiet. Because I always want to enter a situation as if I know nothing. Because you never know what additional information you may receive. So that's a leader, always learning, always not always the one that's saying that I know, even though you know, still be quiet and get more information. That makes you an effective leader. A lot of people don't know how to lead because they never was allowed themselves to be led.
That's fact.
So you
Yeah.
got you, because I know some pastors who They grew up in the church, and as soon as their parents started getting older, they elected their son or their daughters to be pastors. They weren't pastors. I mean, they wasn't, you know, taught or instructed how to be pastors. They was just put there. So just every pastor that's standing up there is not really a pastor.
Yeah, it
Just
like
like
to have
everybody
like
standing in front of
reviews
the
too.
a seat of leadership is not a leader, because how would you know how to be a leader if you never allow yourself to be led?
That's fact.
Yeah, that's right.
Facts.
Yeah,
Mm.
because we have to have opportunities to be led too. You know,
Hmm.
different opportunities to teach and on certain stuff. You know, leaders can break it down. You know, to where people understand whatever the segment is. I don't know.
I think a quality with a leader, one main quality with the leader, you gotta have, and I'm just speaking from a revolutionary point of view. I'm not even speaking as far as business or anything. You gotta have love for people. You gotta have love for the people, and that's an unconditional, dying love for the people. And at the same time, like I mentioned earlier, you gotta be patient. And that's something that I'm learning as well. Not just with my children. Of course, you're naturally patient with your children, but any type of leadership position, you got to be patient with your cadre. You know what I'm saying? You got to be patient with your leadership. You got to be patient with the people who's with you. You know what I'm saying? Some people might not be ready for the things you are into. You know what I'm saying? Like I have family members who don't want nothing to do with the movement. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of family members who don't want nothing to do with the movement. Do I be like, hey, forget y'all, F y'all? No. I'm patient with them. They look, learning,
Well,
listening through me.
yeah,
So I'm making
it's
sure that
everybody at their own time, and as
exactly.
long as
And I'm
they're
making
running their
sure
household
that
good,
people's
they
intact.
are contributing to the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As long as, yeah.
And just be patient with them and just still continue to teach them. But lead by example too, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the main
Hmm.
thing. You gotta lead by example, personally and in public. You gotta lead by example. You want people to be able to be like, hey, that brother or that sister, that person's solid. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody gonna like you. You're not on this earth to be liked. You're here to serve and do a job. Whatever the job is, whether you're a mental health counselor or you're a spiritual healer or you're a stockbroker investor. Everybody got a job. And so we just got to do it. So if we're going to have that leadership council, I would love to be there to meet leaders throughout the movement so I can learn. Because I love this. That's what we do every day. We're here to learn. My grandmother told me that. She's 88 years old. Said she never stopped learning. Don't ever stop learning. To the
No,
last day, don't stop.
you never stop learning. Every day is a learning experience. And as
Hmm.
long as we can breathe, it's a learning experience every day that we face. So we're gonna always keep learning. Yes. Life is full of lessons too. If you don't learn from them
If
the
y'all,
first
if y'all,
time,
in, if y'all in the Norfolk, Virginia area next week, we have a meeting next Sunday. We do it twice a month.
Hmm.
We just brothers and sisters, and they bring the youth and the children. We like minds, and we meet, we build. And next weekend we're gonna have a little food on the table as well. So it's at the conscientious store in Norfolk. If y'all in the area, pull up. And at the same time, next time we have it on stream like this, sis, if I could introduce you to one of the elders, that'd be great. You know what I'm
You
saying?
have it online.
Hmm?
Is it going to be available online?
I mean, all you gotta do is send the link out like you did today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's something that, well, we can talk about it,
All
you
right.
know, on the side. We can talk about it.
Once I get my car and traveling, or I don't trust her to go too far distance.
Mm.
But once I get her in
Yeah,
a car,
I
not too
definitely, I
far,
don't do like distance
yeah,
driving.
I
I
would
gotta get
definitely.
driven. I do so, I can get around Baltimore and stuff like that, but I was always telling my husband I can't stand going over that bridge. I don't really like any bridges, but that
I
particular
remember as
bridge,
a child going
when I
over
got
the
here, I did
bridge.
not like that bridge. And
We
now
used to
all of
hold our
a sudden,
breath and close our eyes just going over the bridge. My grandfather, God bless his soul, Jewett Nance, he had one of them old mobile vans. I don't know if y'all remember, like they was real dark and tinted, but they was them big old vans with the TVs in it. We'll be riding over the bridge, going to the, my family picnic. Excuse me, not family picnic, but family
reunion.
vacations, whichever family barbecues, and we be 15 deep, all the grandchildren in the van, but him and my grandmother right in the front. And I remember going over the bridge several times, several times. Like that's like what you said earlier about mental health. That right there, for people who live close to the bridge, who wake up looking at the bridge every day. You know what I'm saying? Even I seen a video of a lady who said she was this close to being driving over the bridge. She was an Uber driver or a Lyft driver or something, a white lady. She said she's almost drove over the bridge. What if the people didn't stop others from driving over the bridge? So,
Yep.
and what if that happened in broad daylight when it was backed up? I remember being backed up on the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Imagine
Yeah,
miles to miles traffic on the bridge, and then Dolly, boom, hits the bridge. Imagine that, man. So that would have been a extreme amount of trauma. That would have been like close to 9/11. You know,
oh
so
yeah,
Yep. Yeah, that would have been real tragic. One of our patients was one of the construction workers on the bridge.
mm,
So they never
mm,
recovered his body. So
mm,
mm,
yeah.
mm.
damn. Condolences. That's crazy. But they did say there were 6 people that they weren't able
Yeah,
re- um to rescue, and they all had like Spanish names and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah, he was
You know,
Spanish. Yeah, he was one of our patients.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Loss of human life is loss of human life, especially a tragic event like that. Like
yeah.
that could have happened to any of us. You know what I'm saying?
You have
Like
to have
I got
humanity, compassion. You know,
I got family right outside of Baltimore, right out there in Maryland, Philly, DC. We drive through the bridges every day. You know what I'm saying? So not me. I'm out here in
thinking
Norfolk.
about all those big bridges.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
got Chesapeake Bay Bridge out here. I can imagine the dolly hitting the Chesapeake Bay Bridge out here,
Oh yeah.
or,
or like
or the Jordan
George
River,
Washington, something like the George Washington
or
Bridge
the
is
George
huge too.
Washington, or
That will be,
the Franklin Bridge.
and those bridges always have somebody on it. You know, it's always even in the
Imagine the
middle of the
High
night, the
Tunnel.
trucks and uh. So when you
That
think about it, you say, well, Baltimore took an L, but it would have been really tragic somewhere else. You
I
know,
believe it was attacked, and that's just my hypothesis.
it really seemed as if they knew it was going to happen because it wasn't, the shock of something when someone's talking about it when it first happened and they bring the governor on or whatever, and he's just like so poised and whatnot. Like, I don't know.
Shout out to the mayor of Baltimore. He kept his poise. He stood strong. And then he went on TV, said they tried to make it a racial issue about it. Like, and it's like
How?
it's not no race to it. It's either an act of war or it was an accident. Either
Yeah,
way, they need to figure it out and investigate
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying? They
right.
really
They
need to
have to have the
investigate it
investigation. Yeah.
because that could have been extreme
Well, even
worse.
after the investigation, who's to say it's going to be an honest investigation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've been lied
yeah,
to for so dang long.
yeah. Like the
Right.
11 commission reports or the Warren reports on
Yeah,
the case.
everybody, they're so corrupt. Who
If
would
yeah,
know?
it's coming out the government, they about to do a report and they got to have the Congress report it. It's a lie.
They were comparing it to the movie that the Obamas just helped do. What
That
was it?
part. That
When
part.
it came, when
I haven't seen that movie
the
yet.
guards came up on the
Yeah.
beach or whatever.
Everybody keeps saying to watch that movie. I have yet to watch that movie.
Watch it.
I did, and you know what? I didn't want to watch it at first because Obama was an executive producer. I said, "What the hell he got going on?" But then everybody told me
There
to
was a lot of clues in it.
yeah, it got a lot of clues in it. So you might be 100% right, 100% right.
Who knows? But yeah, so we're getting ready to close this segment. I
Okay.
feel like, is there any last words, Mama Earth, that you want to say before we close?
No, this was an excellent conversation. And, I thank you for welcoming me back on your platform.
Thank
And
you for coming.
so it's time to get moving because it's already too late.
Yes.
It's already too late. So we got to put some fire behind our heels to prepare for economic downfall.
Yeah.
Hearing people being homeless. In Baltimore, there are some people. I watched a lady. She was in her, she was in a uh, it's like it's like a minivan, but it's not a minivan. I forget, like a caravan type. Her and it
Hmm.
was piled up with blankets, and these children were in there. She sent the children in the store to just get some
Wow.
snacks or something. So you have people now living outside of their homes in their cars,
Many
and
people.
that's going to become a thing. So we got to be ready for with bricks that starts tomorrow, and it's going to drastically affect the U.S. dollar, U.S. currency. Whereas though the U.S. currency is not going to mean anything. So what are you going to do when you can't? When you got a baby that's crying, your baby need milk, and you don't have it in here to get your body ready to breastfeed your child, because a lot of them want to go and get some formula.
Mm. Even the formula is poison nowadays.
It is. It has so much hormones in it to your children. Between the hormones in the formula and the hormones in the chicken, you got little girls that has breasts that 8 and 9 years old,
Hmm.
having menstrual cycle at 10 and 11 years old. They having menstrual cycles because
Wow.
they're eating all of these foods that has been shot up with hormones. You are
Mm.
what you eat, for real.
Or what you eat. Gotta
Hmm.
Yeah, you
live.
are what
Don't
you
live
eat.
to eat. You right. You are what you eat. Eat to live. Don't live to eat. That's what. That's
Right.
what
So
they
I
taught
tell
us.
people, you are what you eat. So you do have to be very cognizant of what type of poisons they're putting that is being placed in foods, the preservatives that's being placed in foods, and you're ingesting all of those things, and it's doing a perpetual damage to yourself.
And one more thing, far as what helps with mental health and illness is physical education. Far as like working out, go for a jog, go for a walk, whether it's a slight walk or a brisk walk, and just going outside to get the sun,
Mm-mm-mm.
your melanin. So that's why I believe that far as like another part of healing is you gotta be in shape. Far as like there's big guys, there's big girls. You ain't gotta lose all that weight. You ain't gotta do no BBLs. You don't gotta do no liposuction. Just eat healthy, like sister said. Like you are what you eat. You can eat fruits and vegetables and still be a stocky person. That could be your natural weight, but as long as you're healthy. Cause we want our youth to live. We want our elders to live. And the poison they put in our food it's gonna come to a point where we can only eat fruits and vegetables. You know what I mean? Like I traveled to West Ghana. All they ate was chicken, which is fufu, rice, and paste. You know what I'm saying? They ain't eat what we eat out here. I ain't see any cows. I saw the chickens. And then the lady said we don't have any chicken. Half an hour later, she came back with some chicken. And I looked at the farm, and chickens was gone. So they reproduce quickly. They not playing with the food. They not putting those hormones in there. So at the end of the day, their food is healthy. You look at the brothers and sisters of West Africa, they look healthy. You come to America, we look unhealthy because we're eating the most unhealthiest, insane stuff since that we've been eating since the plantation. Slop. That's why they murdered Dr. Sebi, because he tried to change our mind state.
Yes, indeed. So much work to be done, but it is a very good start to, like you said, on April 21st. That's a great start. So I definitely hope to attend.
Yes, ma'am.
Said,
I'll mention it again, before then.
Yeah.
And I'll to give more details on how we're going to come to this round table and collaborate with one another and start the work.
Yeah.
Start doing the work.
Cool. Any last remarks, Brother Raheem?
Once again, I appreciate you bringing me on board. Appreciate both of y'all. And as we are in this spiritual war, every time I log on with our sisters, I learn. And that's part of my mental health and healing process as well. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely a spiritual warfare that we are all in. I'm in it with y'all. And I appreciate y'all. And power to the people. Salute. God willing, I will be out there April 21st. I know exactly where the theater is at. I've been there 3 times. I remember I was 7 years old. My Aunt Juette took me there. And I can't remember what was going on, but I remember. But I'll definitely try to be out there, and I tell the elders and the brothers and the sisters that's out here in Norfolk, part of the movement, lock in. All right?
Okay, all right. Peace and love to you. Thank you so very much for
Thank you for coming on.
Black power, black
Being
power.
our representation, the brother representation, that's dope. In alignment. And on that note, the Melanin Dialogue will see you again next Sunday with another great topic. Ashe.
Ashe.
Peace.